Welcome back to EMT Mood. Today I'm here with
MP and AJ.
Today we're reacting to three true first day on the job horror stories animated by IMR.
Not in real life, but animated.
Yeah, IMR Scary Tales. Hope you're doing good. Let's get straight into the video.
Like and subscribe if you like and subscribe.
It was my first day in Western Hill Medical Care, and I drove up the mountain, reaching minutes before dawn. The hospital looked like it had seen it all. The head nurse showed me around and briefed me on my responsibilities. She was showing me the different wards when another caregiver came rushing. He looked young, but very frightened.
Hold on. These animations are fucking crazy, bro.
I was literally gonna say that.
No, because I seen some of them.
On purpose.
I seen some other animations. They're like stiff as shit, but this is actually funny as fuck.
Panting breath, he told the head nurse about some patient who had just had an episode of incontinence. The head nurse asked the name of the patient, and the minute the caregiver uttered her name, I could see lines forming on her forehead. Both of them discussed for a minute who will attend to this patient, because the one who takes care of her is on leave. Thinking it was my chance to shine on the very first day, I recommended myself. Are you sure? The head nurse asked me. I chuckled as if it was a very silly question. I've had training on attending old and disabled patients, so I know what I'm doing.
Nah. Bro, if these guys actually reacted like this to him in person, I don't know what in his right mind had him doing this shit. Suggesting himself.
Female, so maybe it's a female.
Maybe it's a female, but I'm just saying, like,
let me go for it on my first day.
And I know people like this. People
freaking out about this.
People really do this shit in real life.
They're like, I can handle anything. I can diffuse any fire. Nobody.
Nah, on the first day, I would never choose to do that shit.
Because she's had experience.
Yeah.
Gestured for the caregiver to take me to the patient so I could give her a bath and a change of clothes. As I started to follow the caregiver, the head nurse called out to me and warned me. She told me to be careful. On our way to the patient's room, I casually asked the caregiver about her, and he said the patient is a bit weird. On normal days, she keeps to herself, but sometimes she can get violent, which is why they always keep her physically restrained.
She's been through a lot. Her abusive husband tortured her for years, until one day he came back home drunk and beat her badly. And then he killed himself too. If you ask me,
You see that?
she's way better here than she was with him.
The caregiver exhaled, and I realized things are about to get pretty serious around here. We stopped outside a small room. Inside the room, I could see a bed with its white sheets covered in fecal matter. A smell of urine, waste, and perspiration hit my nostrils right away. I covered my nose, muttering,
That's some strong smell.
Yo, this is why I could never see myself working in the healthcare field. I couldn't deal with it. Could you see yourself being a nurse, a doctor, whatever, working in that field? You could see it, yeah, okay.
There's measures you can do to avoid that, just to help some people, you know. But sometimes there's ups and downs to every job. But yeah.
For sure, but there's just a lot of downs in that one for sure. I don't know about that.
Don't want to deal
On the
with
bed
that.
sat this frail, average-height woman with her hands tied to her body. She had long, stringy gray hair and an expressionless face. Her eyes were wide like a night owl.
Dorothy, this is Linjin. She's going to help you, okay? Can you promise me you'll cooperate?
Dorothy nodded her head up and down, then shifted her gaze towards me. She didn't speak, didn't blink. The caregiver pulled out this wheelchair, and I placed a towel on it.
But like,
Together,
but I'm just saying, like, realistically, this is like some psych ward activity, bro. Do you see how, like, if this is really like animated based on like real shit that happened?
Yeah, maybe this is an elderly psych ward home,
Bruh.
and she's extra psych.
Maybe, but
know.
this woman looks scary right now.
I helped Dorothy get down from the bed and take a sit on the chair. I was instructed to unlock her handcuffs only during...
Supercharge your business with the all-new Shopify Point of Sale, the all-in-one POS solution.
During the shower. Once done, I shouldn't wait a second to put her back in restraints. I've dealt with violent patients in the past, so I was confident I would handle it. Also, Dorothy was very skinny, and I'm stronger than her in every aspect. I watched the caregiver leave to attain other duties. When I looked down, my eyes met with Dorothy's. She was staring at me. I gave an awkward smile and took her to the shower room. I turned on the warm water and began gently rinsing her arms.
You'll feel better after this, Dorothy. Nice and clean, okay?
No answer. Her eyes were open, but empty, like windows with no curtains, just darkness behind them. I knelt to rinse her leg when Dorothy whispered.
It's still inside the wall.
I looked up, confused.
What did you say?
I asked. She tilted her head at an unnatural angle, her wet hair clinging to her face.
Help me slice his throat in one go.
She murmured.
Yeah, psych ward.
Do you know how people bleed when their veins are cut?
Psych ward.
I took a cautious step back, my heart picking up pace.
Dorothy? Are you alright?
She smiled, blinking her eyes like a robot, but it wasn't a smile of relief. It was something sinister.
If I had it with me, I would have cut you all open.
I can imagine that's how they proceed.
The lights above flickered, my breath caught in my throat. The bathroom had no windows, just a single fluorescent light overhead.
I think we're done here.
Then she started screaming. She thrashed in the chair, shaking the handles violently. Her face twisted.
Yeah, bro, no. Like, I know I'm laughing because this animation is killing me right now, but I can only imagine like this in person, bro. Like, I'd be terrified.
Yeah, real life. Just
I'd be
how it looks
terrified.
here is how.
Bro, lights cutting out. Nah, calling it quits. I won't even come back the next day. I'm done. I'm
Lock
dropping
her
it.
in there.
I'm dropping that shit, bro.
That's
Pure rage. Her screams were blood-curdling. I froze in shock. The caregiver came rushing in.
nah.
Those 5 minutes felt like forever. Dorothy was sedated and taken back to her room. Later, the caregiver tried to console me. He said it happens, that patients sometimes lash out. But when I told him what Dorothy said, he went pale. I asked what was wrong, and that's when he told me. The murder weapon was never found, but based on the clean, deep cut in her husband's neck, authorities believed it was a scalpel, something swift and sharp. It's been months now, and I still work here. But ever since that day, I haven't slept the same. Because part of me wonders, is that weapon still hidden somewhere? Inside some walls? Because I don't think Dorothy's lying. Do you?
why am I what?
What?
I missed the part.
I felt it before the elevator even reached the
How about those
37th floor. A tight, twisting
She's saying
knot
the-
just
the
under my
weapon that she
ribs.
used to slit her-
Probably just first-day jitters.
She's saying that the weapon that the shitty said that she didn't have her weapon, so it's in the walls and shit. The same weapon that she used to slice her husband's throat, it wasn't found on the scene of the murder.
Also, she said it was in the wall.
Yeah, she's saying it's in the walls. So now the nurse is basically wondering, like, yo,
Is it
could
actually
said
in the
weapon
walls,
actually
yeah.
still be in, like, you know, in the vicinity, like, somewhere that she can access?
Yes, understood.
But that story was actually creepy, yo.
Yeah.
Good luck to that man that
Scare
experienced that
everyone
shit.
wanting to go into that type of business.
Nothing.
New job, new city, new everything. But the second those elevator doors slid open, I knew I'd made a mistake. She was the first thing I saw, sitting at reception, clicking those blood-red nails against her keyboard like she'd been waiting for me. Vanessa Miller. Our eyes locked. She smiled. That same slow, devious smirk she flashed me the night I told her it was over, right before she
Oh.
picked up a kitchen knife and whispered that one of us was about to bleed. What are you
Listen,
doing
bro.
here?
Listen, bro. Do not have any sexual interactions with any of your coworkers. Period. Don't do that shit.
Unless you guys are really mature enough to actually take it like far,
Bro.
like, long, get married. Like, it's not, let me find out. They'll never, ever let me find out, ever.
Don't take the risk, bro. Just don't do it. Like, I've seen too many failures happen, bro. Honestly. If you want to fling, great. But just know you're probably gonna get fired, or she's probably gonna fuck up your work somehow. But
Depending. No,
I'm just saying, this shit happens.
Managers, people talk.
This shit happens. There's always shit going down when
You guys
there's a
didn't think
relationship.
it was what it was. You guys are just used to talking at work or not in each other's life. So, you know,
Yeah, don't do that shit, man.
always the case.
I choked. She tilted her head playful and giggled.
Sometimes your coworker's crazy.
I work here, silly.
Every girl's crazy.
Isn't it crazy?
I forced myself to keep walking past her,
Yeah, I
past
hate
the
girls
weight
crazy,
in my
bro.
chest. People work with their exes all the time, even the unhinged ones. A thick stack of presentations was already waiting at my desk, along with the instruction notes. $1 million accounts due by end of day. Don't screw it up. I threw myself into the work. For a couple of hours, I even forgot she was out there, watching. It might have been 11 o'clock when I stepped away for a tea break. 10 minutes, tops. When I got back, every file on my system was corrupted. I stared at the screen like maybe I was dreaming.
I hate
Tried
that.
rebooting, reopening, recovering. Nothing. By noon, the phones were ringing off the hook. Clients were screaming. Greg's voice came through my headset, tight with anger. My office, now! Every woman in the department received explicit messages from your email, Mr. Reynolds, he said, sliding printouts across the desk. I didn't write these.
I would've said
I
check the
pleaded.
cameras or
It's
something.
Vanessa, she's my ex. Greg was frantic.
Hey, bro. Keep receipts, bro. Honestly, like, yeah, if you're in a position like this guy,
I don't really know what to say because this guy went for a tea break 10 minutes and
this shit's out.
implicit messages, all his
But I'm just saying.
firework done,
Like, have receipts. Make sure you're good. Make sure you're safe. Like,
record yourself, vlog or something. I don't
something,
know.
bro. Because
Time
she's
out.
moving mad right now. Oh man, she's moving crazy. Explicit photos is crazy.
Explicit messages.
Messages.
Yeah, I think it's messages.
It's messages, but you never know. Could be photos as well. But we'll see though.
You've been here 6 hours and created nothing but problems. Fix everything you've broken before leaving tonight. I don't care if you stay all night. As I left his office, I swear I'd heard a giggle. Slumped shoulders, I buried myself back in work, pretending everything had already gone to hell. By 7, the office was empty. Just me, my monitor's cold glow, and that thick kind of silence where every keyboard click sounds like a gunshot. I was digging through my email settings when the lights flickered before it went out totally. Not just at my desk, the whole floor. Even the emergency exit signs blinked out like dying embers. Then, a dim glow flickered to life in a corner. I froze. It was a flashlight, not mine. And right there, on the inside of the glass wall, was smeared in wet, red, a question she had always asked me. You promise you love me, baby? My breath caught. My heart pounded so hard I felt it in my teeth. She'd been right here, waiting.
Yeah, bro. I'm just confused because I'm like, what really happened? Like, why did they break up? They didn't even say why they broke up. I'd love to know why they broke up.
That's
If
crazy.
she's doing all this shit, bro, this man had to have done it so
Something
crazy.
should have happened. Like, makes no sense why she's flickering,
Like,
altering
girls are-
lights, writing messages on glass at work. Like,
Yeah, she must have been possessed or some shit.
there's
like,
cameras
it's
in
probably-
the building. Like,
You know what?
indicting yourself, walking around with a knife on camera.
Bro, yeah, she's mad.
Out, grabbed my bag, and bolted for the elevators. Dead. Tried the stairwell. Locked. Every goddamn exit was sealed. I was contemplating my
Straight
next
set
move
up.
when from the dark, her voice floated out, sing-song soft.
Remember our first night together? You said we'll be together forever. Such a liar, Ethan.
I dropped behind a row of cubicles, trying to quiet my breath. My hand landed on something solid, a stapler. Not ideal, but heavy enough.
You know what's funny?
She was close.
I got you this job. Saw your resume. Told the director how brilliant you were. I handpicked this office for
A
us.
beam of light swept the floor. I crawled, elbows and knees burning as I moved away from.
Yeah, bro, it just goes to show you who's the man of the relationship.
I handpicked this office for us.
You super hurt. It's clear, but if you're letting her do all this shit to you, bro, you fucked
You
up.
didn't know. I guess she
Nah.
revealed her plan.
She revealing her plan,
That's
bro.
what
He
it
should have
seemed like.
known. He should have known from before that she's crazy like this, bro. This, and
He
she's
said he didn't know. He said
he's
the last
lying.
thing was
No.
the knife thing, and he
he's
thought
lying.
it was good.
He's lying. It's one of those.
He wanted to believe it was good,
Yeah,
so
he wanted to, yeah. So
brushed
it's-
it under the rug. If you don't
it's-
think about it, it's not real.
It's in his head, but he should have known. He fucked up.
Voice.
You think blocking my number would stop me? I watched you for 3 years, Ethan. Your LinkedIn, your socials, your sweet mom still likes my comments.
I made it to the break room, grabbed the heaviest thing I could find,
That's a lot of
metal
women, bro.
thermos, just as the flashlight swung toward me. She laughed, that same brittle, high-pitched laugh that used to echo through my apartment walls when I ignored her calls. But she'd still show up. You're crazy! I shivered.
Our conversation.
No.
She spat.
Crazy was when I waited outside your building for 6 days straight just to see your face. This is love.
Did he not?
The beam found me. There she was, in the doorway. Box cutter in one hand, the flashlight in the other. Blood-red lips parted sinfully.
I've been planning this for months.
She whispered, stepping closer.
Do you know how hard it is to hack into a building's security? The things we do for love, right?
I hurled the stapler at her face and barreled past her, slamming her into the wall. She didn't
Okay,
cry
nah.
out. She
What?
laughed, giddy, like she was proud of me. I ran blindly and landed in the conference room.
Nah,
He threw the stapler in her for boom.
it's free
Bing.
game now.
If
She's
bleeding, he pushed her
Bro,
into the wall,
now
and then
she knows. Now she knows she can just kill that guy, bro. She knows she can just kill him now. He had the first hit. Now it's self-defense. That's how she got that shit, bro. That's street self-defense.
He's tweaking. Yeah, he's tweaking.
The fire escape was just across the gap, but the glass wouldn't budge. I grabbed a chair, smashing it again and again, until the window exploded outward.
He has to pay for
Cold
that shit.
air rushed in. City lights blurred through my stinging eyes. Behind me, the footsteps hastened.
Where are you gonna go, Ethan?
She stood in the broken window, blood dripping from her temple. She wiped it and lit.
It's a 37th floor drop. You jump, you die. You stay, we talk this out.
I backed up to the edge, legs swinging out. This isn't talking. This is fucking insane. You're mad.
Awaken to a
Bruh.
world of wonder.
My bad,
And
bro.
Final
This
Fantasy
adds up.
14 Online.
You made me mad.
She shrieked and lunged. I didn't decide to jump. My body did. 1 second, I was at the window. The next, I was
Why did
flying.
he jump, bro? Wait a second. What did he
This
say?
guy's a straight bucket.
What did he say that made him want to jump out the way? That caught me way off guard. He said, I jumped, but I didn't, but my body
Did yo what? So someone pushed you, bro? Like
No, his body said he gotta get away. It was fight or flight, and
Bruh.
his body chose flight.
nah, that sounds like trauma to me, bro. That man
It
must be
is trauma.
traumatized
It's
because there's no
trauma.
way body's
Fight or
gonna
flight.
act for you, bro.
Flight. Straight flight. His body said, you can't handle
He
this.
must have been going crazy,
Can't
but yeah,
handle
let's run it back. Let's see what this guy's talking about. Like,
Fucking insane. You're mad.
You made me mad.
She shrieked and lunged. I didn't decide to jump. My body did.
Like, that's so
1 second,
random.
I was at the window. The next, I was flying. The gap was so much wider than I remembered. I hit the fire escape hard. Steel grated against my palms. My leg screamed. Something tore. But I didn't care. I was alive. I passed out seconds later, and when I woke up next, I was in the hospital, and Vanessa was locked up.
damn.
The security had heard the crash and stepped in. They arrested her immediately. Breaking, hacking, assault, attempted murder. The charges were inescapable. My boss apologized, begging me not to sue the organization
Sue
and
that
promised
man.
he'd take care of the hospital expenses. But I had quit anyway.
Sue that man,
So,
bro.
yeah.
What?
It was my first day at Lux, and I was
Yo.
assigned the storage room duty.
I hope she never gets out, bro. She deserves to stay locked up for life.
I'm actually surprised they got her. They actually
Yeah,
got her.
because honestly, seeing that wound on her head, I would have thought they'd think, oh yeah, this guy's tweaking, and she probably pushed him out the fucking window or something.
But they actually got her. Bro.
Yeah, that one
The
ended.
security officers are probably watching her like,
Yeah, probably they just seen all that shit, but
this girl doing some weird around this office.
he broke his legs, right? Or he said he tore some shit. Whatever.
Something
He didn't say he
tore.
broke his bones a little
His
bit.
legs were on fire or whatever.
Yeah.
He
That,
said he didn't care. He was alive. Yep.
that's all that matters, bro.
That is good.
On to the next one, man. That story was mad. Like,
Nobody lasts long down there, Grayson mumbled, handing me the clipboard and never once looking me in the eye. Something about those mannequins freaked people out. And soon I'd know why. The storage room was a nightmare. This massive space with lights that kept flickering. Shelves stretched into narrow aisles that seemed to go on forever, and scattered upon them were the mannequins. Everywhere, standing in corners, hanging from metal hooks, or just
this
parts
is
thrown into bins with
I would say this is one of my I don't like these. It's not like I'm afraid, but I would be uncomfortable. Not scared,
Yeah.
but definitely uncomfortable. I start getting scared and nervous when I start hearing stuff. Like if I'm just in the space and I'm not like hearing any weird noises except for like drip, drip, creak, creak, regular noise. But
yeah.
if I start hearing like steps, doors, that's a fear, and a room full of things that can come to life.
Bro, I don't even know about the come to life part, but just mannequins in general, I do not like, much less a room full of them at nighttime. Bro, I'm gonna be
Flickering
paranoid.
lights,
I'm
giant
gonna be
warehouse,
paranoid.
rows, deep rows.
I already look over my back with mannequins there. I'm on that.
You're gonna be moving like Dr.
I'd be
Who.
tweaking in that bitch, bro.
to be put together. Just sort them by gender and then by size, Grayson said, already backing away toward the stairs. And try finishing before dark. Then he added, oh, and ignore any weird noises. Old building and all. The door slammed shut, and I swear it sounded like someone laughing at me. For the first hour, I sorted mannequins into sections, trying to ignore how their faces seemed to track my movement. The store's playlist booming overhead only made the silence between songs creepier. Then I heard it, tapping from somewhere deep in the room, like fingernails on metal. Tap, tap, tap. I stopped, holding a mannequin torso awkwardly in my arms. Hello? My voice cracked as it echoed faintly in the space. I peered around, listening to my heartbeat in my ears. Dead silence. Maybe some rats scurried behind the shelves. But then, what I saw made my heart drop. A mannequin, a male one, with the unsettlingly realistic face, glared at me from the end of the aisle. I knew I'd left it in the men's section. I remembered the exact spot. And yet, there it was, lurking quietly.
Oh
as
God, bro. What do you mean? I'm hearing, bro, if I'm hearing noises, I'm automatically just done, packing up. I don't need to grab that much. It's like 4 ads in my Bro,
Eve to me is basically
5.
freedom. It's a giant open universe where you can
alright.
as if waiting to pounce. Pretty sure I moved you already, I muttered, grabbing at shoulders. That's when I noticed the eyes. They changed. Before, they were just flat painted eyes. Now they looked deep. Don't spook yourself, moron. I scoffed at myself. I picked it up again, avoiding those eyes, and hauled it back to the men's section. By late afternoon, I was totally on edge. I'd found mannequins in places I definitely hadn't left them. A female one with a cracked face by the elevator. A child-sized one sitting on a shelf I couldn't even reach without a ladder. Each time I found one, my hands shook worse putting it back. During my break, I called up the stairs. Mr. Grayson, I think someone else is down here. He appeared, looking tense. Nobody else except you has access today, Alex. But the mannequins are exactly where they've always been. He cut me off. It's just the light playing tricks on you. Something in his voice made me pause. He knew. Whatever was happening, he knew. As closing time hit...
So,
Shut it down. Shut it down. And then it's because, like, rational people say this is not real, so you can't call the police when stuff like this happens because it's not rational. But when people start getting hurt and going missing, all of a sudden, yo.
I don't know what this guy's thinking, bro. If you think I would have went back down there, you're out of your damn mind.
Listen,
Especially
okay.
if I felt
Yeah,
like...
and it's about to be closing time, about to be, like, dark
And-
nighttime. No.
And I felt like he knew what was going on. Why would I put myself in that position
You're
to
here.
stay later?
You're here. I'm gone.
I'm running
Like,
through that door.
you're gone.
That job is not that important, bro.
It's not
Like,
immediate.
The lights dimmed.
What? Especially
I
if I
rushed to
hit it off
finish,
rip. I'm
desperate
not
to
doing that
leave.
shit.
Then all the lights went out. Total darkness. Not even emergency lights. I grabbed my phone, turning on the flashlight with trembling fingers. The beam hit a mannequin standing directly in front of me.
Nah.
The one with the glass eyes.
Nah.
I swung my light around. More mannequins surrounded me now. At least a dozen, arranged in a circle, all facing me. This isn't funny! I yelled, my voice breaking. Mr. Grayson! No answer. The store was closed. I was alone. Or that's what I wanted to believe. I tried the freight elevator. Dead. The stairs then. I'd get out through the stairs. The beam of my flashlight revealed the path was blocked. Mannequins stood shoulder to shoulder before the door, their blank faces somehow accusatory in the harsh light. They only move when you're not looking. The realization hit me like a physical blow. Every time I turned away, blinked, looked elsewhere, they'd move closer. My phone battery flashed a warning, 10% remaining. I backed against a concrete pillar, moving my light constantly, trying to watch all of them at once. An impossible task. What do you want? I whispered. My light flickered, dimming momentarily. In that split second, the mannequin with glass eyes moved, just a twitch of its head, angling slightly to the left, toward the far corner of the room, where a human-shaped shadow stood that wasn't a mannequin at all. It was Mr. Grayson. I'm sorry, Alex, he said, stepping forward. They need someone new. They always do. What are you talking about? My voice was barely audible. They let me go after I gave them you. His laugh was hollow. That was our agreement. 20 years down here, watching over them, and they finally chose a replacement. You're insane, I whispered. But even as I said it, I saw his eyes, glassy, reflective, like marbles embedded in flesh. My phone died with a pathetic beep, plunging us into absolute darkness. I felt it immediately, movement all around me, the soft scrape of plastic limbs against concrete, the whisper of mannequin hands reaching out. Don't fight it. Mr. Grayson's voice drifted from somewhere in the darkness. It doesn't hurt. Not really. You just become like them. Silent, watching, waiting for the next person. Something cold brushed against my cheek, plastic fingers gently exploring. I ran blindly, crashing into shelves, mannequin parts raining down around me. My hands found a door, not the stairs, but the emergency exit to the alley behind the store. I slammed my body against it repeatedly until the lock gave way. Night air rushed in as I tumbled out, gasping, into the alleyway. I didn't stop running until I reached the main street, the store's neon sign still glowing in the distance. I never went back for my final paycheck. But sometimes, walking past high-end clothing stores, I glimpsed the mannequins in their windows, posed elegantly, dressed in $1,000 outfits. And I swear, one of them has Mr. Grayson's face now, its glass eyes following me as I hurry past. They're patient, these silent ones. They can wait. After all, I still need a job.
Yo, bro, that was a fire story.
Last one really got me sucked in.
Yeah, the last one got me sucked in,
I was
bro.
staring blankly like,
What? Nah. Shit.
That was-
Listen, I would have got my paycheck though.
somehow.
I'm broke. I would have got my paycheck somehow, bro.
Somehow.
Oh,
some
man,
government
but nah.
officials or something.
Cause I'm like, I really don't like mannequins, bro.
That would have been heck for me. Damn.
But
Guy
good on
used
him.
his
I
whole
thought
body. He's lucky. His whole body burst through that door.
I thought his
Don't give
manager.
up.
I thought his manager was gonna come down there and deal with him, but
He's just
shit,
a mannequin himself.
she's just one of them. Shit,
He's like, they chose me.
that's like aliens, bro. That's how they get you.
That's crazy.
But that was the video, man. Go like and sub to IMR Scary Tales, yo.
Yeah.
I hope you guys are doing well. Have a great night.
Yeah, this video's not bad, so enjoy your night and like and subscribe.
Yeah.
And pay nice, Jay.
Drop comments below.
Oh.
Let us know what you guys think about the video.
We enjoyed our tuning, by the way, guys. If you didn't notice, but yeah.
Have a good night.
Bye, guys.